feel like I'm gonna offend a lot of people today. There's gonna be a little bit of offensive language. You know what really does my head in? Insta-douches. What's up, party people? Welcome back. We're in the back cave straight away. We're probably gonna offend a few people, so strap yourselves in. Sorry, but I want you guys and girls to not only start getting the results you want, I want you to spend less money and look behind, learn to look behind the doors and all the sales pitches and all the crap that's out there. So, bit of a background for some of you guys and girls who may well be new to the channel. First of all, welcome, my name's Leon, the other lean machine is John. We are 31-year-old men. Oh, God, that got me in the heart. We've been in the health and fitness industry, if you even want to call it that. Oh, contentious, bitchin'. 10 to 11 years now, right? So we've got a lot of experience, made a lot of mistakes, learned a hell of a lot to get to the point where we are right now, which is pretty rounded. We've also been in social media or on social media, knocking around, getting the content out there, hashtag building those followers, which is really slow to build, especially nowadays, probably because we're old. For the last 5 to 6 years, right? And I have spent a lot of time answering the same questions, which is absolutely fine, love answering questions. But one thing that I do, classing myself as a bloody decent coach, is ask myself the question why I'm still asking or answering the same questions every day. Is it because there's always somebody new that needs the advice? To a certain degree, there is, but also, I think if the same people are watching my content all the time, I have to start looking outwardly to see what they're absorbing. And unfortunately, a lot of people watching this content, first of all, you're absorbing the right content here. I'm not saying that qualifications are everything, but me and John know what we're talking about. And it sounds like we're bigging ourselves up, but that's because we're good at what we do. We work with plenty of clients online. I tell them online coaching protocol. We take on very small numbers because we can keep the quality up and we can individualize everybody's approach. Fabulous. Basic programming, basic coaching, level 1 stuff. It seems to be forgotten as soon as a six-pack and a nice ass is slapped in front of your face. Unfortunately, we are very reactive and we absorb this stuff. We believe in it. And it's like, let's start with training plans, right? I do not have a problem with training plans. If you buy the Lean for Life Volume 1, which is mine and John's training plan, 12-week training plan for the gym, 12-week training plan for home, sets up your calories, TDE, all the basic stuff that you need, you will realize, if you read through it before getting straight to the workouts, that the first paragraph states, this is not your magic pill. This will not give you the body of your dreams. This is a starting point. This will help you go in the right direction. Wherever you are, this will take you to the next level. But it isn't endgame. And one of the things that I've seen is so many people out there that I massively, massively respect, or respected in some ways. I'm not saying that in order to be successful, in order to be trusted, you have to have qualifications. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all, because there's a lot of, I'm not like book science over bro science. I've always said the same. An amalgamation of the two is really important. Where did I learn most of my stuff? From clients, being on the gym floor, communicating, working with people, podcasts, continued education. Been in the industry for 10 to 11 years, as I say. Didn't really class myself as the full package until about 3 years ago. Why? Because you have to make a lot of mistakes, you have to work with a lot of people, and you have to listen to a lot of people. Anyway, I digress. So it's not about qualifications, but it's about basic levels of understanding and credibility behind that. Because I even saw, the reason I've reacted a little bit, and I'm like, are you fucking serious? So I saw a guy the other day draped over a Lamborghini with his top off. Don't get me wrong, he was in great shape. Was he natty? I have no idea. Probably, because he looked pretty decent and he didn't look massively over the top or anything like that. Looks pretty good. And he was selling his training plan whilst laying it over a Lamborghini, which essentially, whether you took it in like that yourself, I look at it and go, well, what you're kind of almost trying to say is that if you buy my training plan and you train like me, you'll probably end up with a Lamborghini or a really nice mansion. And I'm like, why do you have to, it's one of those things, it's like a separation. It's not about you, the consumer, anymore. It's not. It becomes about, look what I've got, look how cool I am, and look how much money I'm making. And I'm like, if you're in the health and fitness industry to help people, 9 times out of 10 that I've seen, a lot of the credible sources that I see are normally coaches or something like that, or at quite a high level where they've had years and years of experience and they've got a lot of knowledge to share. It seems to be, at the moment, right, I look over Instagram, like I even know, obviously because I'm in that realm of social media, I hear a lot via the grapevine. Don't get me wrong, I don't get involved in all this bitching stuff or anything like that. Unless I'm making a video, so don't use anyone's names in specifics. But I even heard the other day that there is a few people selling training plans, right, over social media, 50, 60, 70 pound a throw, right, a lot of money. They didn't even write the plan themselves. They've got, right, a credible personal trainer, don't get me wrong, to write the plan, right? They've put their body on the front of it and gone, buy my plan. Can you not see how that has, oh my God, they don't care about you guys and girls getting the results that you want, right? They care about getting your money and go, nice one, I'm gonna just put up loads of pictures of these people who have got my plan, but then they won't share any of the transformations because there isn't none. Or if there is, they're very minimal. And it's frustrating because what it breeds is, first of all, people to buy things based on what they think they're going to get aesthetically out of it, right? We all do that. We all invest in things because we hope, and that's fantastic. It's good to have hope, but it's also important to have context with that. Don't just spend money without asking yourself, the product, simple questions, right? So one of the things I want you to do, if you're going to buy something, right, that is a plan, do not ever look at it like it's the only thing you're ever going to need. Even mine or John's stuff, even mine and John's coaching, right? We work on a 3-month minimum contract with people. Some people have questioned it and gone, why would you say 3 months? Why don't you just do a month rolling? First of all, there's way too many people who want to be on the program that we can't just keep turning people around every month. It's just too much admin and it's stupid. Second of all, we've always said the same. We're like, it's 3 months because what the hell do you expect to get in 1 month of coaching? We do food diary recalls to start with. We want you to be tracking calories for a good week or so to get an understanding of where you're at. You've got physical test weeks. We need to get as much data as possible before we start going, oh, I'll tell you what, you want to lose weight? Here, go take your calories down. Fucks people up. It's not going to work long term. So it takes time. So when we're looking at content, right, I look at our content over the last 6 or 7 years. Me and John used to be the generic YouTube guys trying to build a platform, everything like that. You know, it was all about clicks and likes and it was all a little bit crude in some ways. We knew if we did topless videos, we would get more views. It was the way of the world, right? We shouldn't have done it. Well, we should have done it because at the time I didn't care. You know, I didn't care doing it. Me being topless or not, it made no difference to me whatsoever. It still doesn't really make any difference to me now. But we were shredded, right, all year round. In my opinion, shredded. Some people go, oh, you call that shredded? Look at me, I'm 4%. Great, good striations, mate. But I used to sit around 9 to 10% body fat all the time. And this is an image of what I looked like, right? At that time, I underate massively on calories. I was a carbophobe and never ate carbs, so my performance was shite. I did not put any weight on my bench press for about 2 years because I just did not have enough calories to build that strength. I didn't train legs consistently for more than 3-week bouts at a time every 6 to 8 months. I kid you not. I know my legs are massive now, but do you know what I mean? I never used to do any consistency. I used to train between 7 and 10 times a week because the only commitment that I had apart from my work was my missus. She was just my girlfriend at the time. We were just caught in having fun, blah, blah, blah. But I used to train all the time. I was massively insecure, like massively so. We used to create these videos and it would take like 10, 15 minutes of doing like a pump before we even did the video. And what you don't understand when you're absorbing this content and buying it from people is that there's no doubting, right? Whoever's selling this stuff and it's doing very well, they look great, right? I'm never gonna question that. Some of these people selling stuff, they look unbelievable. But the only understanding they've got is what they did for themselves, right? It took me years upon years of messing around, pissing around with the wrong supplements, doing the wrong consistency, all that kind of stuff, to understand what worked with my body, right? And after a long period of time, I got to that stage. But what I didn't learn was how to actually appreciate it, which is the problem, because people out there have got great bodies. They're selling you something based on what they did. It's like me turning around and going, well, I got shredded doing GVT. Fantastic. So here's a plan. Here's a picture of me being shredded and selling it. Great, right? But it is not gonna work for 99.9% of the population out there. It's purely about making money. And don't get me wrong, money makes the world go round. But what the problem is that so many people, because we've even seen it so many times where they've come and bought our plan or they've come onto our coaching, we always do a PARQ and like a little bit of a history and everything like that, dietary training, blah, blah, blah. And I kid you not, 99% of all the clients myself or John have taken on in the last year on the online profile have come from another program, right? And this is the problem. So many people are coming back, they're being sold all this glitz and promises and this and ass of dreams and chest of dreams and abs, blah, blah, and you get so blinded by all of that that you don't ask yourself the simple logical questions of, is it gonna work? What is it really gonna offer me? Is this a stepping stone or is this the one, right? And there's no such thing, because first of all, sometimes they're not even written by the people that are selling them. Sometimes it's all about the money. And also, it's 12 weeks, right? And this can start to sound really negative, but it's not. Because training, changing your body, whether you want performance-driven goals, whether you want to be absolutely diced all year round, there's so much more context that is missing from all this one-dimensional stuff. And if you're buying something purely because of the way somebody looks on the advert, hoping to look like it, guess what? You're gonna fail. And then we go round in that cycle of having to start and build people up and go back round and round. It's like yo-yo dieting, but with spending money at the same time, right? So what the major point I kind of want to give you, right, is please just have your blinkers on, right? It sounds stupid, but it's as simple as that. You know, it's hard. Like I love health and fitness, right? I love training. I love coaching people. I love social media. I love 90% of the content that I see on social media is amazing, and 90% of the people that I see selling stuff, advertising stuff, I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. But it's the 10% that I'm like, that's what people have to see and absorb and expect. And the problem is you go to this source and then you come to the credible source and go, oh, I tried this but it didn't work. And it's save yourself the money. I'm not saying just listen to me and John, because you'd be stupid to just listen to me and John, because there's a lot of other arguments and context that we would miss based on the things that we haven't done before. But just make sure that you're getting all the angles. You know, if like health and fitness isn't one thing. It isn't this pill that people talk about. It isn't one training plan. It isn't one form of resistance training. It isn't cardio versus weights. It isn't CrossFit or bodybuilding. All of these things, right? There's certain bits that you're gonna have to take from all of these areas, all these different professionals, bro science, book science, whatever, all these different people, right? You have to collate all of that information, go and make mistakes, and take out of it what really, really does work for you. But I'm telling you now, for good mental health, physical health, and general health when it comes to social media and the content you absorb and the people that you look up to, don't buy things based on appearance, right? Because it sells you a dream that isn't attainable without either a lot of sacrifice or a lot of gear. Oh, he went there, he said the gear word. Oh, what a dick. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I hope this helps. Start the conversation below if you agree, if you think I'm a douche, whatever. Don't really care. Just put it below, because I love a conversation. Keep being awesome, and I will be back in the next one. We're gonna be doing 19.4, which is gonna suck, because I trained legs today, but it's all good. See you later, team.